Hello, everyone. This is DJ Patchy with new blog updates, keeping you updated on how's it going. I think we will be ready for beta soon. Excited to show with you some new great things. First of all, we're overhauling and creating our new core interfaces. And in core interfaces, we're kind of improving on the basic design for interfaces that you will want to put on devices that are lean, performant, and a lot more powerful functions. Starting off with the smallest possible part, just a number. Can put in any number with a joystick or with the familiar number interface. And that's it. You have an input and output, and you can use the input. And every time you change the number, it actually shoots the number out. It fires automatically. So that's a hot new thing. Um, and actually, the difference is that in the currently in get and value, both of them you have to first change the number and then hit a button to actually make the number go. So this one just like change the number and it changes. It's very simple. I think it's going to be really used a lot if you want people just to enter number. You can set the minimum and max, which is fantastic because if you're creating an interface and you have like a super specific range, you can just put that in. Yeah, and they won't even recognize anything beyond that. And you can have two options for the input behavior. One is that this input just triggers whatever number is here. So you can use it instead of a get if you want just a constant number that will be fired, or it can just serve as a bit of like a pass. If you set and trigger, then it will just change the number and shoot it out. So that's the number. I'm actually pretty excited, happy about this one. Next up, we have the trigger. It's just a trigger. You just click it with your trigger, go inside, and it shoots out whatever you want. Let's see. It just sends a 1. That's it. Such a simple thing. The thing is that sometimes you just want buttons that just give whatever message, all the logic is hidden behind the scenes, but you just want a button. And this can actually be used also to just flash a little bit, yeah, flash some numbers over here. But this also has some other options. So you can have it trigger on click or on hit. So this is basically like a button. It's just part of this kind of core set, which have the same aesthetic as the other Jolt blocks. You can also set if you want it to be hittable from any direction or just from the front. So any direction would be like this, and just from the front will not receive messages from the back. So if in case you don't want double tapping like that. Next, we have a new trigger. Really been missing this one. A very simple trigger that just shows you very clearly the on-off state. You can see it from anywhere, and you can also color it, and you can choose to color either the body or the indicator. So you can really customize this interface a lot. Also, this you can choose to have it by touch or by trigger or by none. Maybe you just want to use it as a bit of indicator, and the input also has toggle or set, so you can, if it's 0 or under, it will be off. If it's 1 or above, it will be on. And you can also have it momentary. So let's go to touch 1 second. So with touch, it's just if I'm holding inside, it will turn on like this and that. That's it. Okay. That's great. Next, we got slider. All of these have the same basic functions, like you can use it by trigger or by touch. By touch is, I think it's going to be really nice to not use any trigger. Also for this, sometimes the value change can even have it either jump or drag. So now it was on jump, and now it's going to be on drag, so I can just go in and just pick it up. And of course I can scale this however I want. I think this will create fantastic new step sequencers that are more lightweight. You can colorize it, and with this and the dial, the new knob, you have really nice feature like the interaction type. So you can have it start from the middle, or from the start, or from the top. So you can flip how it's works like that. And a little bit of an adjustment with the minimum and maximum settings. Instead of having a midpoint, you have now minimum, maximum, which is what you usually need, and exponential. And when you turn on the exponential, it's more clear now that you're setting the midpoint on an exponential curve. So if I put this at 0.1, the midpoint, then and let's connect it maybe to this. Let's see. Then you're gonna see that here I have a lot more range than here. Here it goes really fast from the end to the things, which takes me to the next and last one, almost last one, which is the new dial. It has all of the same features. You can also make it work like this, or like from the start, from the end. And that's it for the interfaces. We got one more coming, and then we will create new boards for all of these. Boards are this, that you can have a lot of these. The problem with these are they're not so great, especially because they are very very demanding on frame rate. So they have a lot of polygons on them. This, we try to keep it clean, simple, lean, so you can have a lot of them without affecting performance. Okay, next I'll show you some more blocks. This is the new envelope. So I think we're gonna deprecate the decay block and just use this, because I think it has all the features you need for both the decay and envelope decay. Let's basically show you. Let's use this trigger. So you can trigger this. It will go from this number 0 to this number 1 to this number 0. So it will go up and down, and you can obviously change all these values. You can flip them around. You can change the decay attack time, decay time. And another nice thing is that you can set to trigger only this part or only this part separately. And you get a message when this part is done and a message when this part is done, the decay. This can lead to some interesting looping behavior that you can do. Let's take an example quickly. Oh no. Generators, oscillator, and output. And let's take the new math block. Let's go. So we're gonna multiply this signal, and we're gonna put the envelope here. So if I just hit this trigger button, it's gonna go from 0 to 1. Oh, from 1. Sorry, it's gonna go from 1 to 1 over 0 millisecond, and then go from 1 to 0 over 1 millisecond. So if we want to make this a bit smoother, we could try to take this back to 1, for example. But we could also just trigger this part and this part separately. And we can also say, okay, trigger this part, and when you're done with that, trigger this part, and when you're done with that, trigger this part, which will effectively loop it. I guess we can also trigger it from here. And then, of course, you can play. And of course, you can play with these values also as much as you like. Okay, that's pretty neat. Looks great. As you see, we still have some work to do on these tooltips. They're a little bit in the way still. And we're missing some documentation for all these inputs. Yeah. Okay, next up, we got the rail and rotor. They got an update. So basically, functionality is exactly the same. The main difference is the aesthetic. And the big difference for me is that the position on the rail does not move. Yay. So you don't need to go chasing this thing. The moment you change it, it used to move together with this piece. And now it stays put. And you have these little tiny visual aids to show. Woo, where is it? Oops. Okay. And next is the rotor. It looks, it's pretty much the same. The only difference is that now it's a bit easier to see that you're actually rotating something. Something is moving than before. Then we got the metronome. Same thing, it just shows you when it's triggering, a bit cleaner style. And something really cool is that we remade the cycle counter, and now it shows you very clearly which number you're on. And another great thing is that we put another output to trigger every time it takes a 0, which basically means that we don't really need the nth nth block. It's kind of built here. Where is it? nth. No, doesn't matter. Trust me, there's there it is. Yeah, basically does this. It combines them, the two. It sends the message from here to here. Here, you can actually see it. Maybe. This only sends a 1. So if we take another one, and then should be able to see what's the number that it's sending. Hmm. Wait, let's put this on input, set and trigger. There you go. Now it sends a 1 because this is what this sends. And this sends a 3. Interesting. I don't know why. I think it needs to send a 0 because this triggers on 0. But we'll check that later. Probably found a bug. Okay, next is the clock. It's the same. It's just new visual style. So you can put this on the rotor very easily and nicely. And the rhythm block. And it works the same. Everything is the same except we added one beautiful new input for controlling the global tempo. So you don't have to spawn another device or execute block or do anything. You can just, on the rhythm block, you can just set the global tempo of the whole track. And all the other rhythm blocks will follow. And now all of these set position and all these types of block just got a visual update and nothing new here yet. We might consider putting them all into 1 or 2 groups where you just choose the different functionality. Then we actually, a really nice one is that the set visible, set interact, set active, set DSP are all now very easily readable so you can see what their state is. We will probably add the new trigger here instead of the old toggle. That's it. So it's coming along nicely. I think in maybe 1 week we will hopefully get this into beta for you guys to try. We're doing the last bits. Of course, there's many more blocks that we still have to do, but we want to get it out there as soon as possible. It's been a while since we started working on this, and we really could use your feedback, but we are pretty happy with it, how it looks and feels and all. Of course, we need your feedback on everything to make sure we're doing the right choices here. Okay, that's it. See you later.